This video will show you how to use the pivot table. This example shows you the budget tab in the Budget with Details spreadsheet. So there are two ways to get to the pivot table. One, by the blue button, the Budget Pivot Table, or the tab down at the bottom, the Budget Pivot Table. To use the Budget Pivot Table, it is like a blank slate, and you are able to toss items out of the spreadsheet that you do not want to see. So for instance, if I only want to see the current budget balance and not the beginning budget balance and the budget adjustments, I just click on the column heading of beginning budget balance with my left mouse button and drag out and lift up. And that is now gone. At the top, I have my Excel undo button where I can click and bring it back if I so choose. So I can always get out of what I just did with my best friend, the undo button. I'm also going to remove this, the budget adjustments, from my report as well. So now I'm looking at the current budget balance, the year-to-date transactions, all the checks that have been written, the encumbrances, my remaining balance, any escrow, and then my balance including the escrow. The most valuable part of the pivot table is my percentage spent. So I'm going to click on my blue button, which is Show Grid Lines, and that will let me see lines drawn on my report for easy readability. The percentage spent indicates what the percentage of my budget has been spent so far this year. So no more getting the calculators out. When you see a # value, that means I have no current budget balance, but I have been spending money. So we cannot calculate for you what the percentage spent is. Once you get a current budget balance, then we can start giving you a percentage spent. So you see how easy it is to toss things out. What about if I'd like to bring things into the report? Anything in column A can be brought down into the report. So for instance, if I would like to see the description into the report, I can just click, in this example, column 19. I'm going to drag and bring it into my report, making sure it looks like a T-bar and dropping. And then I'm going to click on PRC description and drag it up because that's not what I want to see. And notice I have what I'm used to seeing over on the budget tab. Salaries, hospitalization, and that kind of thing. I can still filter. So if I just want to look at one particular PRC, for instance 029, I can just filter on my 029 and see what my current budget balance is with escrow, $72,000. There is no filters on an off button like there is on the budget tab, so I would just need to remove my filters. If I wanted to filter further down, I can bring down my object code. And now notice how I'm seeing not double, but subtotaling here going on with my object code. Now that's all according to how the column headings are set up here. So all I do to remove my subtotaling is double click on my column heading and a little pop-up box will come up saying, do you want to subtotal? And notice it's set to automatic. And I'm going to say no, I do not want subtotaling. And then that removes it. I can put it back on any one of these if I so choose, but I wanted to remove it so it doesn't subtotal after each one of my object codes. And there it's very easy to see my 121 money is my salary money. So if I made a mistake and completely wanted to start over again, this original pivot table view starts over with how this report looked when I first came into it by clicking on the budget tab and then the budget pivot table. It would start the report over again by putting the PRC description back down here and those two fields that I had removed out of here, and removing the object code. These always up here, we give you pre-formatted reports. So these are different reports that you can run that will give you different options on the report. When you are ready to print, you can click the green full screen print view button, and that removes everything from the top. And then you can hit print for a print preview. Pardon me. And just notice that over to the far right, you do not see the percentage spent. Always, you should check to make sure that you can see the percentage spent. So when I go back and scroll over to the left, you can see my column edge of the paper. I cannot see these last two columns, so I'm going to have dangling columns. So what I may want to do is take out my remaining balance and now just look at my balance with remaining escrow, shrink that up, and notice I still have a dangling column. So I'll just make sure that that's going to fit. And now if I do a print preview, I am going to see that last column there. So just make sure that you can print the report as well. If I want to do any more customization, I can click on the return to the full screen print view, bring down any other fields. If there are other fields, if you're working with perhaps a payroll history or payroll assignments, there are other fields here that are available to you that we can't show you. So you right mouse click here and you say show field list, and other ones will come right here. Anything in gray you don't see on the report, and you can click and you can drag them into the report. So that's how you get to that. You right mouse click here and you say show field list. Thank you for watching.